Okay, I'm now going live.
Yeah.
Okay, so where did we stop? Is that now this for the Kundalini to go up is that we need to stop the breath. That is the thing. So the practice, whatever we want to do, and whichever methodology we would like to use, comes to a state of uh, stopping the breath because breath equals mind and mind is movement, and since there is movement there is always going to be fear. To become fearless or deathless you need to stop the breath. So he says if one gets into that, gets into stopping of the breath, now immediately it cuts all the senses with sense object, which is what happens during sleep. If we observe the sleep pattern, we first go and hit the bed. Let us say we are reading something, or we are chanting some mantra, or watching something, and when we sleep we get those impressions and the body is gone when we go into the dream state. So the body feeling has to go away, which is what it shows. But the problem is that mind is awake. So what it does is it's still connected with the five senses. In the deep sleep state the five senses are removed. So there is no sense made out of the deep sleep, and the mind is residing in consciousness. So the mind feels refreshed, and that refreshed feeling is there in the body. So when we say body requires rest in terms of five elements going back to their original positions. So they go back to wherever, however it should be. Now presently everything is moving. So when we are sleeping, that movement is not there. The body movement is not there. So person sleeps with one pose for most of the time, and he will be topsing and turving, and depending upon the dream state. If there are no dream state at all, then there is no body changeover. Also, it just stays like a log of wood, and we need to achieve this state while being awake, and that state can be reached only through keval kumbhaka or by stopping the breath. So in the 14th verse he says that when this raja yoga has been developed, na drishyati lakshana lakshyani चित्तबंधो न देशकालैः न च वातुरोधः न धारणा परिश्रमो वा समे समेधमाने सति राजयोगे. So when the breath is stopped or suspended, when a person has mastered this, then he doesn't have to do all of this. That is, there is no need to focus upon the goal. Drishti lakshyani. Drishti means to see a particular thing like a trataka or be immersed in something. Na chitta bandho. Make the chitta to only bring in the good things than the bad things. So you keep on observing the chitta. That is also not required. Then There is no desha kala, time and space. At this time of the hour, you need to do this. Whether morning is preferable or evening or sandhya or whatever, that is not required. Nacha vatu rodaha, that is, you don't have to observe the number of breath, and you don't have to do a dharana and dhyana parishrama, that is effort putting in dharana and dhyana. Dharana is to put an object, and dhyana is meditation. Recently one of my friend has been coming to our home with his wife, and there is he had some issues, so now it is resolved and there is some fear. So yesterday he was here, so I told him that whatever the deity you believe, you have to take that deity, look at it eye to eye for around 10 minutes, and close your eyes, and you should be able to see that deity in front of you, meaning that image should come. Then again you start watching that deity, and after some time like 10-15 minutes, you can do the prana pratishtha of to that idol. So what to do is that you offer yourself to the deity. Now just like you take two remote, and the ultraviolet, sorry, the infrared, if you were to press, then you can transfer information from one mobile to another, sorry, one remote to another remote. Similarly, by watching the eyes of the deity for a long period of time, 10-15 minutes or even more, you can transfer your prana to that. Then a real mysterious thing happens. The deity starts to shake, okay, showing that the prana now has entered into that deity. Nobody else will see it, it's only you can see it. Now what you can do is you can then at will bring that deity wherever. Let's say I want to keep it in the bedroom. Now that god is watching whatever I'm doing in the bedroom, so his eyes are watching. That helps in removing all the dirt from my mind. So this is the bhakti yoga in practice. And he concentrated on whatever deity he had in his mind, and it brought him fear because it was able to look at him. So he came here yesterday to find out whether what he's being doing is correct, and he's getting fear what he should do. I told him, you're a very fortunate person that it has worked so quickly. I think you should continue doing that and keeping that deity with you. So whenever any problem comes in terms of family or job or whatever it is, you put it on to that idol what you have, or to that god what you have, and you'll get an answer for sure. So that is the thing what we are supposed to do in order to control the mind. The dharana and dhyana is all about that. So you have to have a dharana, you have to have one thing. Either it can be consciousness as Brahman, or we can take a deity like Krishna or Rama or whomever I believe in. So here the rule of the game is that I should have complete faith in that deity or the god what I am selecting. I should not have wavering devotion or thoughts. Let's say, for example, I take Krishna. and then I should not be believing in anything other than Krishna. Now, what I need to do is keep on watching the eyes of the Krishna on the deity what I have at home. And I keep on watching and watching and watching. After some time, the prana from me enters into that idol and then starts talking to me. And it's a beautiful experience because now I am filled with deep devotion because I can see Krishna seeing me all the time and he's there everywhere. So now that nature starts to reflect in toilet, in bath, in walking, in wherever I am. So the dharana has happened. Now I can do dhyana without any problem. If I close my eyes, I am filled with joy of seeing this deity doing everything for me. So it's the best thing that can happen. But that is a parishrama. That's an effort required to do that. So that itself need not have to be done. So I have asked one lady who is learning meditation from me. She has hallucination problem. So I've asked her to concentrate on Krishna and uh, transfer everything to Krishna. She is not able to properly do that, and I've seen the Krishna idol what she showed me. So today I intend to ask her to show me the idol and then help her to do the prana pratishtha to that idol. In that way, what would happen is that in her case, where the hallucination, she can transfer it to Krishna, and Krishna will then erase out that hallucination. So he says, Parishramo va samedha mane sati raja yoge. So, samedha is complete concentration on that deity. Now that need not be done because we already established Keval Kumbhaka. So now that is not required. And one need not have to remember. Sati is remembrance. So we don't have to keep on remembering the name of the Lord, whichever Lord I am praying. Now I am in Raja Yoga. Any questions on this?
No, I think nicely you are explaining.
Okay. Then we go to the next one. Ashesha Drishyojhita Drigmayanam Avasthitanam Iha Rajayoge Na Jagaro Napi Shushupti Bhavo Na Jivitam No Maranam Vichitram. So now we come to a very beautiful state of mind. This state of mind is the one where we would love to reside in. Neither you are in sleeping nor you are in awakened. You can't differentiate. So there is no states of waking and sleep. That means Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. There is no Srishti, there is no Laya. There is only Sthiti. Or if we take Jagrata, Swapna, Shushupti, the Jagrata and the Shushupti are not there. It seems like you are in like a dream state. But it is real. So it is something which visually, auditory, and all that you can have a divine five senses. And when that happens, that is when the indriyas are pure, neither you are said to be living because there is no life, nor you are said to be dead. Both are not there. So, if we can do that, let's say through this practice of uh, keeping a deity and transferring the prana to that, and then establishing in that, let's say we can take Muruga or Subramanya or Durga or whatever we can take, and then we create this Savikalpa Samadhi, and then we can also have this Saguna Brahman, or if I can establish consciousness as consciousness residing in Brahman, then another thing happens. Apart from not being in waking and deep sleep state, a beautiful effect happens. That is, this person feels Aham Brahmasmi totally. He will be he will be absorbed by that. So, Aham Mamatvadi Vihaya Sarvam Shri Rajayoge Sthira Manasam Manasanam Na Drashtata Nasti Cha हृष्यभावः अदृश्यभावः सा जृभ्यते केवल संविदेव केवल सम केवल समिद एव. So first thing is that it will put aham not being there. Aham and mama both are gone. So the idea of mama and aham are gone. Sarva Shriraja Yoge, that means a person is having Shri, auspiciousness in everything. He doesn't distinguish himself from he and others. In his manasanam, that is in his mind. And the beauty here is there is no drashta and drishya, both are not there. There is no seer and the seen. So the consciousness alone is manifested. So he can experience the beautiful Aham Brahmasmi. The remaining things from 17 onwards require some experience. So we have to stop here, I think so.
So when I drops, experiences Aham Brahmasmi.
Yes.
That Aham is not I. That Aham is Brahma only. Brahman.
Yes. See, because
this drop happens. See, the thing is, you are now doing meditation. And when you reach that stage of experiencing, that drop happens suddenly, like when we go to sleep, from Jagrata Avastha to sleep Avastha. Is it that happens that way, or it is in a slow process?
It is a slow process. Like if we were to start meditating now, you cannot stop the breath immediately. It will take some time. So the practice here is to count the out breath. See, that day when we were doing in ABB also, I asked them to count the out breath and everybody counted. So if there is stress, the out breath will increase or the breathing will increase, and then when you are at rest, your breath is deeper and also very less. So in a minute, from 15 breaths, it will come down to around 8 or 9 breaths. So if you were to concentrate for 1 full hour, the breathing will should have been 900. Instead of that, it will be around 600 or 700. Now you have to again do that for another 1 more hour. Then it comes to around 400. Then again you have to do for another hour. So this is the third hour of doing it. And then it comes down to 240 and odd. And then you have to again do it for another 1 more hour or more, or let's say 1 hour. Then it comes to 180, 150 to 180. Then you have to again continue doing it for another hour. That will bring down to 80. Then you have to continue doing that. So then it will bring to 30. Then it becomes 10. That means in 1 hour you would have had only 10 breaths. And then it comes to 6 in the next 1 hour. Then it comes to 4. 4 breaths or 5 breaths is sufficient for life. So whenever heart opens up after
This 5 per
hour,
hour. Oh.
from 900 you are brought down to 5.
Mm-hmm.
By which time you are totally in samadhi. That's a practice. So in 7 hours time you are brought down to 5.
Mm.
And then he says in the 17th one, Netre Yayonmeshaha Nimeshaha Shunye Vayur Yaya Varjita Recha Puraha Manasascha Sankalpa Vikalpa Shunyam Manonmani Sa Mai Sannidattam. So Manonmani is that it's a blissful, enjoyable state. Let it remain, in which state there is no opening or closing of the eyes. Yayonmesha, Unmesha and Nimesha is this fluttering of the eyes, that is it opening and closing. Exhalation and inhalation of air will stop. Varjita Recha Puraha. Manasascha Sankalpa Vikalpa, there is no Sankalpa, there is no Vikalpa, that is imagination. Shunyam, devoid of existence. So he is in Sannidattam. He is established in that. So till here we need to practice. So we have to bring our breath to 5 in a hour. If you can do that right now, then you are in this state. So it takes time. So it is a slow process.
Mm-hmm. How much you are able to achieve, Vilas?
I am able to.
It's an interesting question for me.
No, I am able to achieve. See, the thing is this way. I am still not able to go to that shunya complete.
Shunya means you have already reached your ultimate goal, right?
Yes, that has still not happened. But the bliss experience and all that, what is there, that is happening, and in the breath also it is happening.
Mm-hmm.
It is slowing down.
So
And
for that, you will be continuously practicing for hours.
I have to practice it all the time, meaning in talking, eating, sleeping, all that.
Oh, during your normal work also you are doing this, not like sitting in one place and
No,
closing
that
your eyes
cannot be
and
achieved.
practicing.
That cannot be achieved.
Uh-huh.
Because what happens?
But
Yeah,
see, when you are talking to people and doing all that, you need really physical energy, and then breathing is must, right? Even if you walk a little bit also.
no,
And when you are in a completely in sukhasana and then vertical sitting and then focusing everything inward, then you are not there to the external world. That all panchendriya related information you are closing it. That time low energy is required. Yes, you can achieve. But when you are doing work, how to manage that?
see, one day I was looking at the breath. I can ask you to do some exercise. I think I had done it some time ago. I don't know whether I had asked all of three of you to do it. But anyway, if you are talking,
Yeah.
right now, you put your finger below your nose
Ah.
and start talking. You can
Hmm.
talk whatever you want to talk. You can talk.
Hmm.
What happens when you put a finger below the nose?
So you are able to sense your breath going out easily.
No, there is no breath at all. When you talk, there is no breath going
Talking,
in.
yes. During talking, you said there is no breathe. Yeah, we have, I think, done 2-3 times that meditation.
Yes. So now, how is it working? You are not breathing.
Actually, many times we are not breathing throughout the day,
Yes.
which we just not observing. That's all.
When you are doing something, but like you are now going to the bank and getting that application form, filling and all that.
Yeah.
When you are writing something, you'll not be breathing. When you are talking to your daughter, you'll not be breathing. When you are eating, you are not breathing. When you are drinking water, you are not breathing.
Is it during thinking also you don't breathe?
Absolutely.
So when you do any action, the breathing stops, huh? And
Try
in
it
between
out.
time it finds and breathes.
Yes. So now you try it out and see. Today you are going to for your daughter's thing. Just
Actually, I am
keep
doing that. Yeah.
now you keep on observing what happens. Your when your mind is filled up with work, it will not breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Try it out and see. This is something what all of us have to try it out.
See, my observation is whenever you are deeply immersed in whatever the actions you do, that time your health also improves a lot because you are not worrying for anything.
No,
And there is also, that day night you will get a very nice sound sleep.
because you don't exist. That's the reason.
Only worry makes all the problems, creates all the problems.
Not
And
worry.
we unnecessary worry.
No, because mind is there. It
Ah.
shakes, so there is heavy breathing, and because of that, it gets exhausted.
Mm.
So that is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You try it out. Anyway, all the work what we do, like Padma Shri is glued onto, let's say, computer, and she's doing something on neural programming or networks and all that, and she's totally focused on that. There is no breath. There is no breath at all. And you can also observe when you open your mouth to eat, there is no breath. Just open your mouth and try to feel the breath. There is no breath.
Yeah, correct.
So what happened? Then are you dead? If breathing equals staying alive, the moment you open the mouth, the breath stops. Because the mind is stopped. The moment you put it in the mouth, mind comes back. So these are the practices what we can do. Okay, we'll do one
So
thing.
the whole idea is your mind, don't take your mind to emotional side.
No, you
Any
don't.
reason. It may be positive emotion or negative emotion. Just
Correct.
watch, right?
Correct. Just watch, or don't take your mind at all.
Negative
Anywhere.
emotion, we are taking it. Positive emotion, when you hear something, it happens.
No, both only you're taking, and there is a happiness when there is positive emotion, there is sadness when there is negative emotion. And if you
And spiritual enjoyment is apart from these two. Because we
neutral.
always confuse. Happy means it is a spiritual sometimes.
No, it is of the sense object.
It's a sense of happiness.
See, now your daughter is going to US and she's happy about her US visit, right?
Yeah,
And so that happiness is now conditioned.
correct.
So she
Till you reach, then it is gone.
then it is gone. So the moment she lands up in wherever she's landing, and then that excitement is gone. Now another set of excitement will come of going to the college or
Yes.
university, etc., etc. So that is another set. And after finishing the course, then the job excitement. And that is gone after the job is got. So first salary excitement, and after that salary excitement is also gone. So mind appears and disappears, appears, disappears. That's all what it is happening.
It's always a dukkha mishrita sukha, right? A human being is enjoying, or sukha mishrita dukkha.
There is always, yes, there is always a mixture.
See, going into a new place and enjoying your life, and you know that you are leaving the existing place.
Yes.
That is dukkha.
There is going to be dukkha in everything. In fact, there is no sukha at all.
Yes.
See, I was telling my son last week and some other person, I think yesterday, I was telling him that how is life? When you are in first standard, let's say, first standard becomes very important, or pre nursery becomes very important. Then the nursery becomes very important. Then the first standard becomes very important. So, like that, the importance will keep on moving. Then we say 10th standard is very important. It's a life turning achievement and this and that. After 10th standard, nobody cares. Then the 12th standard becomes very important because you have to make decisions and choices and all that. Then the 12th standard goes away, then the degree becomes very important, or whatever the professional course one has taken, that becomes very important. And after the professional course is done, getting a job becomes very important. So what happened to the pre-nursery, which was important till the professional course got completed, nobody cares. You just throw off that mark sheet or whatever you have, and nobody bothers to ask. After the job is there, marriage becomes very important. Then you marry, and nobody cares about the job you're doing. They are only bothered about how much money you're bringing and whether you can sustain your family or not. Then after some time, the job also goes away. Then sustaining your living and your the body itself becomes very important. So if we really observe, all that we have done is waste of life than anything else whatsoever. Now, because we have come into this world, it is going to be suffering only. Because you have to suffer at every step to meet the expectation of yourself or others. So, this morning I was telling my sister that in an appraisal, you say meeting expectation 3, let's say. But you're supposed to meet expectation. That itself is good, but nobody cares about meeting expectation. Then you put 4 and call it as sometime exceeding expectation. So everybody wants 4 because it shows that you are above the rest. Then very few would be taken as 5, always exceeding expectation. So you see this madness of exceeding expectation. The mind is so much agitated, and that agitation will not help him to realize any truth. He thinks or she thinks whatever is happening is only the truth, because its whole job is to get 5, so that the salary hike is good and the promotion is there and this is there, that is there, because that is what is treated as happiness. The amount of sorrow he takes or the pain he takes to get that is far greater than if he could have understood this false thing itself, that this is cannot be achieved at all, no matter what one tries, and he becomes contented within himself or herself. It doesn't matter somebody got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or whatever, it rarely matters. So the inhalation and exhalation keeps on increasing in the mind, because you have to achieve that target. So there's, except for dukkha, there is nothing else, actually speaking. So life itself is dukkha. So Buddha starts with dukkha.
Yeah, that's true. You have a desire in your mind that you have to get a job or you have to go to US or whatever. So that desire is there, and then you start working towards that.
Correct.
Okay, so once you get it, and then that means the desire is fulfilled, and the mind is now empty of that desire, and that's the happiness. Then before you could enjoy there, then another one will come and take its place,
Yes.
and then you continue. So actually, the state of mind where you are happy is that when there is no desire in the mind, because that one desire is fulfilled, then you feel happy about it, because not because you got that object, but because there is nothing, no other desire in the mind at that point of time.
Yes. That is correct. So everything is in that way.
So it is asaya dukkha mula. That means your desire, which is
Yes, that
it
is
is
correct.
something like selfish, right? For you to make yourself happy. That is for dukkha.
Yes, the original state of consciousness is.
My question here is, if asaya dukkha mula, then when I am living, am I supposed to have some forward thinking as asaya, or no goal at all? What it should be for a spiritually practicing person?
No,
Because asaya is sahaja, isn't it? Asaya is sahaja. Desire is sahaja.
Yes, the desire for liberation is also a desire. So you cannot remove desire. But what
and I am not talking about liberation. Liberation is a spiritual. Yes, that will be there for the spiritual people. Goal. I am talking about in your life also, you will have something about your quality of life, about your family, and people around you, and all that. If you are a social person, you may think that, yes, let me go, let me participate, let me help.
No, that is correct. See, as long as we don't have a idea of violence with ourselves or harming oneself, to that extent it is okay. Meaning, when I look at harming, it means through sight, through sound, through taste, touch, smell, thought, 6 of them. So if I am able to observe whether the sight is making me agitated, either desiring to possess it or to eliminate it, so I am causing damage. Like that, I need to keep on reflecting on each one of these sense door, what is appearing. What is appearing on the eye sense door is the sight. In the ear sense door is the sound. So I want one particular sound, I don't want another particular sound. That means I am already doing harm. So I am doing himsa to consciousness. So I can put, if I go by Jnana Yoga or Jnana Marga, then I can put Brahman there. If I go by Bhakti Marga, I can put Krishna or Rama or whomever I believe in. They are not biased to a sound or to sight or to taste or to touch or to smell or to thought. Whereas I am biased. So I will now offer that whatever is coming to that deity, to that God in my heart or God in on my table or whatever it is. In that way, what would happen is the desire exists, but it will be contentment of what has been received. That changes the equation. So I can still be going around in the samsara with people, their livelihood and all that, listening to their stories, but I will not be making my own story out of it. It will look like a movie. It doesn't look anything beyond a movie. Otherwise, it will look like a reality for me, even though it is a movie. Did I answer? But
Yeah.
so that is what I need to do in terms of desire. So let us say now I am employed for now. The employability and non-employability is not as per me, it is as per the organization need. I might be very much seeking to be employed, but the organization need is there, they will extend, or if there is no organization need, they might not extend. But the happiness what I have should not be conditioned by continuing in the company and not able to continue in the company. That's a problem. So if I were to put it to the Brahman, everything is Brahman. So continuation is also Brahman, non-continuation is also Brahman. So in that way, there is no hatredness and there is no likingness. It's only centeredness. If I take it as Krishna, let us say I like Krishna, and then what I can do is Krishna is going to direct whether I'm going to continue or I'm not going to discontinue. He knows it better, not me. So in that way, I don't have to do anything. So that's the reason we say that Krishna Arpanamastu. So we are offering everything to the Krishna.
Mhm. Yeah, correct. Nothing is mine.
Yeah, and we also say Namama. See, if you do Agnihotra also in the morning, it always talks about Idan Namama.
Yes,
So
not mine.
it's not mine. So what is not mine? Why I should be bothered about it, right?
So if phala is not mine, there is no need to worry anything.
Yes, that is correct.
And it is a false ownership if you take something. My daughter, my house, my wealth, and all this.
Yes, because that conditions were fruitful and you had punya phala, you are having all of this. If you did not have punya phala, you wouldn't have been like this. It's not that.
Actually speaking, the whole thing is leased to us by this nature for a certain duration, short duration.
Correct.
And we think that today morning, I was trying to meditate from where I am originated. My father, like that grandfather and all that. So I got a very good bliss that, oh, maybe I am, of some great person. From there, my janma is also happened because of that karma. If you go to the root, I am sure it will be something like spiritual energy from somewhere converted to that human forms.
Yes, that is correct. So when we see everything in that way, you can still continue doing whatever you are doing, but you are offering
Yes.
everything to the offering everything to that Krishna Arpanamastu. Because
So when we say here Krishna Arpanamastu, so that time we are completely doing the Dvaita Bhavana, right? There is something called God in between.
yes, so we are all become Dvaita.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am not able to establish the Brahman directly.
Yes. So till then you will be in the Advaita Bhava. Once you establish, you are in Advaita.
Yes. Generally, all people are Dvaiti.
Yes.
Very few can get that non-dual.
Dvaita is easier. Right.
Yeah, Dvaita is easier because see, it is very easy to create a idol, do the prana pratishta, and then do whatever it is required.
Correct.
I think we
Merging
are
is the
very strong Dvaitis because the way our culture, the whole India, I can say, it is Dvaita only, 100%.
And
We have always God in front of us.
yes, so that is the reason Madhvacharya said that following Advaita is not a right thing to do.
See, we are of the name and form, and we are not able to surmount that.
Correct.
So, as long as that is there, then you need a name and form as a god.
Yes. So you then
So
require,
realization is from moving from Dvaita to Advaita.
yes.
So
Not-
that is what I think Madhvacharya himself might have done it.
Yes, Madhvacharya, what he did, he proved that everything in this world is Dvaita. Okay, clear.
He was
Yeah,
more
yeah.
practical, I think, and
Yes.
Shankaracharya was more idealistic.
Yes, he believed in saying that everyone has the ability. Simple.
So this is a laboratory experiment, Madhvacharya's, because Panchabhutas, and with that you say, this is different, that is different, that is different. Everything is different.
Everything is different. So there is Jagat is
Yes.
Satya and Brahman is also Satya. Simple. Now,
Yes, Jagat Satya, Brahman Satya. Right,
correct.
right.
So now if we come to Madhva philosophy, very easy and very fruitful because one cannot cut the relationship so fast. So
Yeah.
you keep the relationship going and pray to the God. God will help you, which is
But
correct.
over a period of time, and then you will realize that God is Brahman and that Brahman is you.
Yes.
But it's a long path.
It's a long path. So it is not going to happen in this life. Whereas Shankara believed that it can be achieved in this life. And Buddha also felt that it can be achieved in this life. So if we follow Madhva philosophy, it is a evolving process, which is truth. It's not that everybody can get into that state just like that. Not possible. So Madhva philosophy is the right philosophy for 99.99% of people. Advaita is good for those who have understood clearly what is self, that is Brahman, and what is Mithya, which is the world, Loka, Jagat. If that is not understood, again that 0.1% also will fall into Dvaita. So then we require a deity, God. Can be Krishna or Rama or Buddha or Mahavira or whomever they believe, who looks like pure consciousness. So they made all pure consciousness people as blue to show that they are pure. Their consciousness, because they don't have duality in them. So Vyasa is shown as blue, Krishna is shown as blue, Muruga is shown as blue, and all the gods who have the attributes of pure consciousness are shown as blue. So that is a depiction. If Shiva is shown as blue, so like that.
But Kali is also shown as black.
Kali is shown as black because it is Shakti.
And Muruga is depicted as red.
Sometimes red, sometimes blue. I don't know. This Subramanya, if you really see, is shown as blue because he is upright person.
Hmm.
And our Bhatt name is also Subramanya, so he is already blue.
Yes, also shining as blue in the screen.
Okay, so we are almost at the end, 9:27 now.
Yeah.
So the practice here is to watch the breath and stop the breath. That's all we need to do.
Yeah, so 7 hours you cannot sit in one place and do. So the only thing is whatever you're doing at that time you keep observing.
Yes, and actually we are stopping the breath whenever we are involved in something.
Yeah,
But
correct.
but that
Most of the
is
times I think we are not breathing.
exactly. So we are ignorant that we are not breathing. It's not that a laborious process of breathing. We don't know that we are not breathing. That itself is a mystery. See, as many times as you drink water or coffee or tea or whatever, you are not breathing. As long as you're eating, you are not breathing. As long as you're writing something, you are not breathing. If you're typing out something, you're not, or thinking and typing out, you're not breathing. So you tell me, when are you breathing? That's an easy way to put it.
Okay, that time we are not conscious. The breath has stopped. But then why don't we feel that bliss?
Because mind exists. Mind knows how to play with that. So actually, if you really see today in all the meetings, if you are just hearing sound as a sound, you will find immediate bliss in any meeting. You just watch the sound and how the voice modulation is happening. You'll see it like waves, and you'll feel blissful experience out of it.
Yeah, but somebody is speaking. We have to listen, know what they are
You
telling
will
and
be
listen for it,
listening.
right?
You will be listening. Like I'm listening to both of you talking, but I'm not
Yeah.
taking it as a person. It's sound, right?
Okay.
My own voice is also sound. There's no I in that, right? It's just a sound.
Correct. There are some sounds coming from different people and also things.
Yes, they all are the same. So now we call something as a soothing sound and irritating sound. Soothing sound will come when there is no personality there. Irritating sound will come when there is personality. So when person attaches ego, he will keep on saying, I did it, I wanted to show this way, I have brought this. So then you feel irritated. Anyway, let's continue tomorrow then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Vilas.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.